Hey bookworms, welcome to the Kozy Nook, your haven for all things literary. Today we're stepping into the captivating and sometimes contentious world of banned books. These literary rebels have faced censorship, igniting debates about freedom of expression and the power of storytelling. Join me as we explore the reasons behind these bans and delve into the impact of silencing these voices.
Imagine a world where certain stories are forbidden, where access to knowledge is restricted. This is the reality of censorship, and banned books stand as a testament to the ongoing struggle for intellectual freedom. When we ban books, we limit our understanding of the human experience. We stifle creativity, suppress dialogue, and deny ourselves the opportunity to engage with diverse voices. The act of censorship undermines the very foundations of a free and open society. Before we delve into The Catcher in the Rye, let's explore the broader landscape of banned books. Over the years, countless titles have faced censorship, often for reasons that seem perplexing by today's standards. These literary outcasts have challenged societal norms and sparked uncomfortable conversations. From classic works to contemporary bestsellers, banned books represent a diverse range of perspectives and ideas. They offer glimpses into different cultures and remind us of the power of storytelling to both enlighten and provoke. But what makes a book worthy of being blacklisted? What are the driving forces behind these bans? Let's delve deeper into some common reasons why books get banned. One prevalent reason is the presence of sexually explicit content. Books that explore themes of sexuality, particularly those that deviate from societal norms, have often faced censorship. Censors may argue that such content is inappropriate for certain age groups or that it undermines moral values. Another common target of censorship is offensive language. Books that contain profanity, racial slurs, or other forms of hate speech have been deemed unsuitable for certain audiences. Political ideologies and social commentary have also landed books on the banned list. Governments or organizations may seek to suppress works that challenge their authority or promote ideas deemed subversive. Religious objections have played a significant role in book banning throughout history. Now let's turn our attention to J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye, a book that has consistently found itself at the center of controversy since its publication in 1951. This coming-of-age novel, narrated by the cynical and alienated teenager Holden Caulfield, has captivated generations of readers. Despite its literary merit and enduring popularity, The Catcher in the Rye has faced numerous challenges and bans, primarily in schools and libraries. The book's frank exploration of teenage sexuality, use of profanity, and depiction of Holden's rebellious behavior have drawn criticism. Critics argue that Holden Caulfield's cynical outlook and rebellious actions could negatively influence impressionable young minds. Despite these criticisms, The Catcher in the Rye remains a seminal work of American literature. It's praised for its realistic portrayal of teenage alienation and its exploration of complex themes such as loss, identity, and belonging. Holden Caulfield, the novel's protagonist, embodies the angst and rebellion of adolescence. Expelled from yet another prestigious prep school, he finds himself adrift in New York City, seeking authenticity in a world he perceives as phony. One of the primary reasons The Catcher in the Rye has drawn criticism is its frank portrayal of teenage sexuality. Holden's encounters with girls and his musings on sex have sparked outrage among those who believe such content is inappropriate for young audiences. However, proponents argue that Salinger's depiction of sexuality is realistic and reflects the complex emotions of adolescence. Holden's use of profanity has also contributed to the book's controversial status. His frequent use of vulgar language, considered shocking for its time, has been cited as a reason to keep the book out of the hands of young people. Beyond sexuality and language, The Catcher in the Rye has been challenged for its portrayal of Holden's rebellious behavior and disdain for authority figures. Salinger's use of colloquial language and slang gives the novel an immediacy and authenticity that resonated with readers. Holden's voice, cynical and critical, yet also vulnerable, became a touchstone for a generation grappling with the complexities of adolescence. Despite the controversy, The Catcher in the Rye has had a profound impact on literature and popular culture. Its themes of alienation, rebellion, and the search for identity have resonated with generations of readers. The novel's impact extends beyond the literary world, with Holden Caulfield becoming a cultural icon. The book's exploration of teenage angst and rebellion struck a chord with a generation coming of age in a time of social and political upheaval. Despite attempts to silence it, The Catcher in the Rye endures. Its message of alienation, rebellion, and the search for authenticity still resonating with readers. The book's enduring popularity, despite its controversial status, is a testament to the power of storytelling. Banned books, often more than any others, have the power to spark important conversations and challenge our understanding of the world. By exploring the reasons behind the banning of The Catcher in the Rye and other controversial works, we gain valuable insights into the evolving cultural landscape. It's essential to remember that the act of censorship often reflects the anxieties and biases of a particular time and place. Right from the opening lines, Salinger plunges us into the mind of Holden Caulfield, our cynical yet strangely endearing narrator. We quickly learn that Holden is not interested in providing a conventional, chronological account of his life. He's more concerned with conveying his immediate thoughts and feelings, no matter how scattered they may seem. Holden's story begins at Pensy Prep, an exclusive all-boys boarding school that he views with utter contempt. He sees the school, much like the rest of the world, as a breeding ground for phonies. His disdain for Pensy and its inhabitants is palpable, and he doesn't hesitate to share his scathing observations with the reader. We learn that Holden has been expelled from Pensy, yet another academic failure in a string of disappointments. As Holden recounts the events leading up to his expulsion, we begin to understand the depth of his alienation. He's a keen observer of human behavior, but his insights are often tinged with cynicism and disillusionment. Holden muses, "Life is a game, boy. Life is a game that one plays according to the rules." But Holden is not interested in playing by anyone's rules but his own. He sees through the hypocrisy and superficiality of the adult world and is unwilling to compromise his integrity. His alienation is further compounded by a profound sense of loss. The death of his younger brother Ali from leukemia has left an unfillable void in Holden's life. Holden's encounters with his classmates and teachers at Pensy only serve to reinforce his feelings of isolation and disillusionment. There's Stradlater, his handsome and popular roommate, who embodies everything Holden despises, superficiality and arrogance. Then there's Ackley, his awkward and irritating dorm neighbor, who, despite his social ineptitude, represents a strange kind of comfort in his familiarity. Holden's interactions with these characters highlight his growing sense of isolation and his inability to connect with those around him. He longs for genuine connection, for someone who shares his values, but his search for authenticity only leads to further disappointment. As Holden prepares to leave Pensy, he seeks out his old history teacher, Mr. Spencer, hoping for some words of wisdom. However, their encounter only serves to deepen Holden's sense of alienation. Mr. Spencer, well-meaning but out of touch, represents the adult world that Holden so desperately wants to escape. Holden's visit with Mr. Spencer ends in frustration and disappointment, leaving him feeling more alone and misunderstood than ever. Despite his cynicism, there are glimmers of hope and vulnerability in Holden's character. He's fiercely protective of his younger sister Phoebe, whom he sees as a beacon of innocence and authenticity. His love for Phoebe shines through his often cynical facade, reminding us that beneath his tough exterior lies a sensitive soul. His interactions with Phoebe provide some of the most poignant moments in the novel. Holden's love for storytelling, evident in his engaging narration, also hints at a creative spirit yearning for expression. One of the most famous passages in The Catcher in the Rye occurs when Holden, feeling lost and alone, imagines himself standing in a field of rye, catching children before they fall off a cliff. This poignant image, often interpreted as a metaphor for Holden's desire to protect the innocence of childhood, reveals a deep-seated yearning for connection. Holden explains, "I keep picturing all these little kids playing some game in this big field of rye and all. Thousands of little kids, and nobody's around, nobody big, except me. And I'm standing on the edge of some crazy cliff. What I have to do? I have to catch everybody if they start to go over the cliff. That's all I'd do all day. I'd just be the catcher in the rye and all." This powerful image encapsulates Holden's struggle to reconcile his cynicism with his innate desire for connection and meaning. He longs to protect innocence but is painfully aware of the inevitability of loss. As we reach the end of the first chapter, we're left with a sense of both empathy and frustration for Holden Caulfield. Section 6, The Museum of Frozen Moments. We're drawn to his honesty, his vulnerability, and his relentless search for authenticity. We recognize in Holden the universal struggles of adolescence and the desire for connection. The first chapter of The Catcher in the Rye introduces Holden Caulfield's world. It sets the stage for Holden's journey of self-discovery, resonating with readers of all ages. We're reminded of the power of storytelling to transport us and challenge our perspectives. Journeying with Holden, we confront our own perceptions of authenticity. As we close the book on this exploration of The Catcher in the Rye and banned books, it's crucial to reflect on the power of uncomfortable truths. These stories challenge our beliefs, push us beyond our comfort zones, and force us to confront the complexities of the human experience. Banned books expose hypocrisy, prejudice, and the consequences of silencing dissenting voices. The act of banning a book, while often well-intentioned, can have the unintended consequence of amplifying the very ideas it seeks to suppress. When we attempt to silence certain voices or perspectives, we create an aura of intrigue and controversy that can draw even more attention to the banned material. Instead of silencing these voices, we should embrace them as catalysts for dialogue and critical thinking. By engaging with challenging or controversial works, we encourage open discourse, foster empathy, and develop a more nuanced understanding of the world around us. The classroom, in particular, should be a safe space for exploring a wide range of literature, including books that have been challenged or banned. By exposing students to diverse perspectives and encouraging critical thinking, we equip them with the tools to navigate the complexities of the world and to become informed, engaged citizens. It's essential to remember that not all books are suitable for all ages or audiences. However, censorship decisions should be made thoughtfully and transparently, involving educators, librarians, and parents in a collaborative process that prioritizes intellectual freedom and the educational needs of students. The freedom to read, to explore different ideas, and to encounter diverse perspectives is fundamental to a free and open society. It's a freedom that has been hard-won and must be constantly defended against those who seek to restrict access to knowledge or to silence voices they find threatening. As readers, we have a responsibility to exercise our freedom of choice, to seek out a wide range of literature, and to engage critically with the ideas presented to us. We should approach challenging or controversial works with an open mind, willing to consider perspectives that differ from our own. Let's not shy away from difficult conversations, but instead embrace the opportunity to learn, grow, and expand our understanding of the human experience. The world of literature is vast and varied, offering something for everyone. By embracing the freedom to explore, we open ourselves up to new worlds, new ideas, and new ways of seeing the world. So, the next time you're browsing for your next read, consider picking up a book that has been challenged or banned. You might be surprised by what you discover, and you might just find yourself questioning your own beliefs and assumptions in the process. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of banned books and the enduring power of The Catcher in the Rye. I hope this video has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore the vast and often challenging world of literature with an open mind and a thirst for knowledge. Remember, the act of reading is an act of empowerment. It's through reading that we expand our horizons, challenge our beliefs, and develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the Kozy Nook for more bookish content, and share it with your fellow bookworms. And be sure to let me know in the comments which banned book you think we should explore next. Until then, happy reading, and remember, the most dangerous book is often the one we're afraid to read. Keep those pages turning, and I'll see you in the next video.